Welcome to Dream Tales Sleep Stories. Tonight's reading is Waters of Wisdom. Settle into your bed or sofa and let your shoulders, jaw, and eyelids grow heavy. Inhale slowly, 1, 2, 3, and sigh the air away, allowing the day to fade into quiet dark. With every soft inhale, you invite fresh English phrases. With every gentle exhale, stray thoughts drift farther off. Behind my voice flows a gentle melody, renowned for guiding the mind toward deep relaxation. Keep your eyes closed or follow the captions, whichever feels right. Simply receive the rhythm and resonance of the language. Deep in rest, tonight's phrases will take root like seeds, ready to bloom into stronger English skills with the morning light. When you feel settled, hold that unhurried breath and allow yourself to drift into the tale. Waters of Wisdom begins now. And when the story's final line has faded, the music will linger a little longer, carrying you gently deeper into sleep. Waters of Wisdom. High above the clouds, in a place where time moved like flowing water, lived Mizuho, the river spirit. She had watched over streams, rivers, and lakes for thousands of years. Her long blue hair flowed like water itself, and her eyes sparkled like sunlight on a clear pond. For many months, Mizuho had been worried. She heard other spirits talking about humans and their changing hearts. People are becoming selfish, said the mountain spirit. They only think about money and power, complained the forest spirit. Nobody cares about truth anymore, sighed the wind spirit. But Mizuho didn't want to believe this. She remembered the old days when humans would come to her rivers to pray and make promises. They would thank her for clean water and ask for her protection. Their hearts seemed pure and honest then. One morning, the Council of Spirits called a meeting. All the nature spirits gathered in the Great Hall of Clouds. The oldest spirit, the Sky Father, spoke with a voice like thunder. "We must decide what to do about the humans," he said. "Some spirits want to stop helping them. Others want to punish them for forgetting us. What do you think, Mizuho?" Mizuho stood up slowly. Her voice was gentle but strong. "I believe there is still goodness in human hearts. Let me go to the human world. Let me test them and see if kindness and honesty still exist." The other spirits whispered among themselves. The Sky Father nodded. "Very well. You may go, but be careful. If you find that humans have truly lost their way, we will have to make some difficult decisions." Mizuho bowed respectfully. She knew this was her chance to save the relationship between spirits and humans. If she could find good people, she could prove that humanity was worth saving. The next day, Mizuho prepared for her journey. She practiced changing her appearance, becoming different types of humans. She could become young or old, rich or poor, beautiful or plain. This would help her test people in many different ways. As she descended from the spirit world, Mizuho felt excited, but also nervous. The future of human-spirit relationships depended on what she would discover. Her first stop was a small mountain village. The houses were simple and old, with gardens full of vegetables. She could smell wood smoke and hear children playing. This seemed like a peaceful place to begin her mission. Mizuho transformed herself into an old woman with gray hair and wrinkled clothes. She walked slowly, using a wooden walking stick. She wanted to see how people treated the elderly and weak. Near the village, she found a young man cutting wood by a clear stream. His name was Takeshi, and he worked hard every day to support his family. His clothes were patched and old, but his face was kind and honest. Mizuho watched him for a while. Takeshi worked carefully, making sure not to cut down too many trees. He also kept the area around the stream clean, picking up any fallen branches. This is perfect, thought Mizuho. She decided to test him using the old trial of the golden axe. She waited until Takeshi was cutting wood near the water's edge. Then she used her magic to make his iron axe slip from his hands and fall into the deep part of the stream. "Oh no!" cried Takeshi. He looked into the water, but the stream was too deep and muddy. He couldn't see his axe anywhere. Tears filled his eyes, because without his axe, he couldn't work, and his family would have no money for food. Mizuho hobbled over to him, still disguised as an old woman. "What's wrong, young man?" she asked in a creaky voice. "My axe fell into the water," Takeshi said sadly. "It was my only tool. I don't know how I'll feed my family now." "Perhaps I can help," said Mizuho mysteriously. She closed her eyes and mumbled some strange words. Then she reached into the water and pulled out a beautiful golden axe that shined like the sun. "Is this your axe?" she asked. Takeshi's eyes grew wide. The golden axe was the most beautiful thing he had ever seen. It would be worth enough money to feed his family for years. But he shook his head. "No, that's not mine. My axe was made of simple iron. It was old and had scratches on the handle." Mizuho smiled inside, but kept her serious expression. She reached into the water again and pulled out a silver axe that gleamed like moonlight. "What about this one?" she asked. Again, Takeshi shook his head. "No, that's not mine either. My axe was much simpler than that." For the third time, Mizuho reached into the water. This time, she pulled out Takeshi's real axe. Old, scratched, but still strong. "Yes," said Takeshi happily. "That's my axe. Thank you so much." Mizuho was delighted. Here was a human who chose honesty over wealth. She decided to reveal part of her true nature. "Because you told the truth," she said, "you may keep all 3 axes." Takeshi couldn't believe it. "Are you sure? This is too much." "Honesty deserves to be rewarded," said Mizuho. "Use them wisely." But what happened next surprised Mizuho even more. Instead of keeping all 3 axes for himself, Takeshi gave the golden axe to his elderly neighbor, who was too old to work. He gave the silver axe to a young family who had just lost their home in a fire. He kept only his original iron axe. "Why did you give them away?" asked Mizuho, amazed. "I only need 1 axe to do my work," Takeshi replied. "But my neighbors need help more than I need wealth." Mizuho felt warmth spread through her heart. This human had not only been honest, but also generous and caring. Maybe there was hope for humanity after all. She thanked Takeshi and continued on her journey, feeling much more optimistic. The next town was larger and busier. There were shops, markets, and many people rushing around. Mizuho decided to test someone who had more wealth and education. She transformed herself into a poor beggar woman and sat by the side of the road. Many people walked past her without even looking. Finally, a well-dressed merchant approached. The merchant's name was Hiroshi, and he owned several stores in the town. He wore expensive clothes and jewelry, and he always counted his money carefully. Mizuho had learned that Hiroshi often walked by the river on his way to work. She decided to use the same test she had used with Takeshi. She waited until Hiroshi was crossing a bridge over the river. Then she used her magic to make him drop his money bag into the water below. "My money!" cried Hiroshi, watching his bag sink into the dark water. Mizuho hobbled over to him. "What happened?" she asked in a weak voice. "I dropped my money bag in the river," Hiroshi said angrily. "There was enough money in there to buy a new house." "Maybe I can help," said Mizuho. She reached into the water and pulled out a bag made of pure gold, filled with precious jewels. "Is this your bag?" she asked. Hiroshi's eyes lit up with greed. The golden bag was worth 10 times more than his original money. "Yes," he said quickly, "that's definitely my bag." Mizuho was disappointed, but not surprised. She had expected this response from someone who loved money so much. "Are you sure?" she asked. "Look carefully." "Of course I'm sure," Hiroshi insisted. "Give it to me." But instead of giving him the golden bag, Mizuho revealed her true form. Her beggar clothes disappeared, and she stood before him as a beautiful spirit with flowing blue hair and glowing skin. Hiroshi fell to his knees, trembling. "You're a spirit!" "Yes," said Mizuho sadly, "and you have failed my test. You chose greed over honesty." Hiroshi realized his mistake. "Please forgive me. I was wrong to lie." Mizuho looked at him for a long moment. She could see that his fear was real, but she also sensed something else, a small spark of genuine regret. "Tell me," she said, "why did you lie?" Hiroshi thought carefully before answering. I was afraid. My business is not doing well. I owe money to many people. I thought the golden bag could solve all my problems. But lying would have created new problems, Mizuho explained. What if someone else had lost a golden bag? What if your lie hurt an innocent person? Hiroshi began to understand. "You're right. I was only thinking about myself. Honesty is not just about telling the truth," said Mizuho. "It's about caring for others and doing what is right, even when it's difficult." She reached into the water again and pulled out Hiroshi's real money bag. "Here is what truly belongs to you." Hiroshi took the bag gratefully. "Thank you. I promise to be more honest from now on." "Words are easy," said Mizuho. "Let me see your actions." Over the next few days, Mizuho watched Hiroshi secretly. She was pleased to see that he began to change. He stopped overcharging customers and started helping people who couldn't afford his goods. He even began giving food to the poor. Mizuho was learning that humans could change and grow. This gave her hope. Her next stop was a small village where many children lived. Mizuho had always loved children because their hearts were usually pure and innocent. She transformed herself into a young girl and went to play with them. The village children welcomed her immediately. They shared their simple toys and included her in their games. Mizuho noticed that even though they had very little, they were always willing to share. There was one boy named Kenta, who was smaller and weaker than the others. Some children in other places might have been mean to him, but these children protected him and made sure he could play too. During a game of hide and seek, Mizuho saw something beautiful. Kenta found the best hiding place, but when he saw that a younger child was about to be caught, he came out of his hiding place to distract the seeker. This gave the younger child time to find a new hiding spot. "Why did you do that?" Mizuho asked Kenta later. "You could have won the game," Kenta smiled. "Games are more fun when everyone enjoys them. Winning isn't as important as being kind." Mizuho was amazed by this wisdom from such a young person. She realized that children often understood important truths that adults forgot. Before leaving the village, Mizuho gave each child a small gift, a beautiful stone that would always stay warm in their pocket. "This will remind you to keep your hearts warm too," she told them. As her journey continued, Mizuho visited a big city. Here, the buildings were tall and the streets were crowded. People moved quickly and rarely looked at each other. Everything seemed focused on business and money. She decided to test some of the wealthy and powerful people in the city. She transformed herself into different characters. Sometimes a poor woman asking for help. Sometimes a lost traveler needing directions. Sometimes an old man who had fallen down. Many people ignored her or were rude to her. Some even pushed her out of their way. Mizuho began to feel sad and worried. Maybe the other spirits were right about humans after all. She met politicians who made promises they didn't keep, business owners who cheated their workers, and rich people who cared only about getting richer. But just when she was starting to lose hope, something unexpected happened. In the poorest part of the city, Mizuho met an old woman named Grandmother Chen. Chen lived in a tiny apartment and had very little money. Her clothes were old and patched, and she ate only simple rice and vegetables. Mizuho approached her as a hungry stranger, hoping to test her generosity. "Excuse me," said Mizuho, disguised as a tired traveler. "I haven't eaten in 2 days. Could you spare some food?" Grandmother Chen looked at Mizuho with kind eyes. "Of course, dear. Please, come inside." Mizuho followed her into the small apartment. It had only one room with a bed, a small table, and a tiny cooking area. But everything was clean and neat. Grandmother Chen went to her cupboard and took out her last bowl of rice. She also added her last bit of salted fish and some pickled vegetables. "Here," she said, giving the bowl to Mizuho. Eat as much as you want." "But what will you eat?" asked Mizuho. "Don't worry about me," said Grandmother Chen with a smile. "I can wait until tomorrow." Mizuho was shocked. This woman, who had almost nothing, was giving away her last meal to a stranger. "Why are you so kind to me?" Mizuho asked. "You don't even know me." Grandmother Chen sat down beside her. "When I was young, I was very poor and hungry. A stranger helped me when no one else would. That kindness saved my life. Since then, I have tried to help others whenever I can." "But you're still poor," said Mizuho. "Why haven't you tried to become rich?" "I have something more valuable than money," said Grandmother Chen. "I have a peaceful heart. Every time I help someone, I feel happy. That happiness is worth more than all the gold in the world." Mizuho felt tears coming to her eyes. She had found something precious in this humble woman: pure, selfless love. She revealed her true form to Grandmother Chen, who was not frightened at all. "I knew you were special," said the old woman calmly. "Your eyes had the depth of ancient rivers. You have given me the greatest gift," said Mizuho. "You have shown me that the human heart can be more beautiful than any treasure." Mizuho used her magic to fill Grandmother Chen's cupboards with food and to repair her old apartment. But more importantly, she gave her a blessing that would bring small moments of joy into her life every day. As Mizuho prepared to return to the spirit world, she reflected on everything she had learned. She had met people who were honest, like Takeshi, people who could change, like Hiroshi, children who were naturally wise, and people like Grandmother Chen, who embodied pure love. Yes, there were selfish and dishonest humans too, but there were also many good people, and even the bad ones could sometimes change and grow. When Mizuho returned to the Council of Spirits, all the other spirits gathered to hear her report. "What did you discover?" asked the Sky Father. Mizuho stood up with confidence. "I discovered that the human heart is like a river. Sometimes it flows clear and pure. Sometimes it becomes muddy and unclear. But with patience and care, even the muddiest water can become clean again." She told them about Takeshi's generosity, Hiroshi's transformation, the children's natural wisdom, and Grandmother Chen's selfless love. "There is still much good in the human world," she concluded. "They need our guidance and protection, not our punishment." The other spirits listened thoughtfully. The mountain spirit spoke first. "Perhaps we have been too quick to judge." The forest spirit nodded. "If humans can change and grow, maybe we should help them instead of abandoning them." The Sky Father smiled. "Mizuho, you have shown us great wisdom. What do you think we should do?" "Let us continue to watch over the humans," said Mizuho. "Let our rivers carry not just water, but also the wisdom they need to choose good over evil, truth over lies, and love over selfishness." The council agreed. They decided that each spirit would continue to protect and guide humans, helping them remember the importance of kindness, honesty, and compassion. Mizuho was given a special role as the messenger between the spirit world and the human world. She would continue to test humans from time to time, but also to reward good behavior and guide those who had lost their way. From that day forward, people who came to rivers and streams would sometimes see a beautiful woman with flowing blue hair reflected in the water. If they were pure of heart, she would smile at them and grant them a small blessing. If they needed guidance, she would whisper wisdom in the sound of flowing water. And whenever someone made a difficult choice between honesty and dishonesty, between selfishness and generosity, they might feel a gentle touch of river water on their skin, reminding them to choose the path of goodness. The waters of the world continued to flow, carrying with them the eternal wisdom that Mizuho had discovered, that every human heart has the potential for beauty, and that love and kindness are the most powerful forces in any world. Children would still come to the rivers to play, and Mizuho would watch over them with joy. Old people would come to the water's edge to reflect on their lives, and she would offer them peace. Young people facing difficult decisions would find clarity in the sound of flowing streams. And sometimes, just sometimes, when someone was truly in need, they might find that their old iron tool had been replaced by one of gold or silver, reminding them that honesty and kindness always receive their rewards in the end. The waters of wisdom flowed on forever, carrying hope and love to all who needed them.